So this is going to be my first update for my Pan That palette this year. I am working on some single eyeshadows and then a couple of other shadows that are just kind of separate. And yeah, I've made some pretty good progress this month. I'm really excited to show you what I've been able to accomplish. So the first thing I will do is show the picture from last month, which was my intro of where my little Z palette started, so that you can really tell the difference. So I will show that to you now. And this is where I'm at after 1 month. So pretty proud of my progress here. I have hit pan on this vanilla bean shadow, and that is definitely something I was expecting. But let me just kind of move this around a little bit. So I hit pan on vanilla bean. That is something I expected. This is a kind of like a satin matte cream shadow, and that's what I use to set my eyeshadow primer every day, and I also use it as my brow bone highlight. It's just kind of one of my utility shades. The other one that I can see a lot of progress in is Beaches and Cream, which is this kind of like warmer orangey kind of brown, and that's what I use as my transition shade. I can see the progress in here. I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell much, but I think the picture side to side that I'll post as well will help. And then as far as the other shades, this one here, Shimma Shimma, I've been using it a ton. I use it on my lids. That's what I have on my lids today. So today I have a pretty basic eye look. Let me just let you look at it. And this is one that I've been wearing quite a bit. So what it is the vanilla bean. Then I have Beaches and Cream in my crease and like transition area. And then I go in with Barcelona Beach, which is this brown. And then I have this one. I always forget the name of this one. Homecoming. I don't know why I can't remember that. Homecoming here on the outer third, and then Shimma Shimma on the rest of my lid. So that is kind of the look. The other thing I've been doing is adding in the gold pigment, which I'll show in a second, but this is really the main kind of shadows I've been working on, but I definitely can see a change in Barcelona Beach. You can just tell that I've disrupted the surface even more. Homecoming and Unexpected. I think that's Unexpected. Gosh, I should have. Twilight. Sorry, Twilight. Those two definitely have a little bit more of a dip showing in them. I'm using Homecoming a lot more than I'm using Twilight right now. And then I have Corrupt, and I use this to set my eyeliner every day. And I've been choosing not to focus my brush in a certain pinpointed spot yet. I'm trying to just kind of like work around. I do travel for work, so I've been on the road for 3 weeks now. And I bring this with me obviously, but it just gets bounced around in my bag. So I'm trying to be careful with when I do hit pan, and like this one when I'm using it up, I'm really trying to focus all the way around instead of one side breaking through to side pan and then just crumbling on me. So I know that's going to happen. It will happen this year, but I'm just trying to prolong that and prevent it as much as I can. So that is the main palette. And then the other item I'm working on is a Makeup Geek single pigment, and I don't really know that you'll see much difference between then and now, to be honest. Like, I can't really tell it's a single pigment, so it just gets shifted around every time, you know, it moves pretty much. But I have been using this quite a bit. I really wear this one a lot on weekdays when I'm working. I like the gold. It's not like too bright of a gold. Like I said before, it's really similar to Lorac Pro Light Bronze, that just really nice kind of gold, kind of bronze, kind of champagne-y kind of a shade. So I have been working on this. I sometimes forget about it just because it's off to the side, but I have been actively working on it, so I want to mention that. And then the last eyeshadow I'm really focusing my attention on is from my Bare Minerals, the Modern Icon Quad. This was a limited edition a couple years ago. So I will insert on the screen here what it looked like at the beginning of the project. I'm focusing on the shade called Chic, which is a light pink. And this is what it looks like now. So I do think that I have expanded the pan on that Chic shade right there, that light pink. I'm really happy with my progress. I really still love this eyeshadow. I use it in my inner corner. So what I do is I take this fluffy brush. This is a double-sided from the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. So I take the fluffy side and I just dip it in there and just kind of sweep it on the inner corners of my eyes, and then this paddle brush is what I'm using for that Makeup Geek pigment. But that is how I use this pink shade. I really, really, really love it. Other times, like if I'm not really wearing much makeup and I just want to put a swipe of something on my lid, sometimes I'll use this pink as that something. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of that one. Happy with where I'm at. So looking towards next month, so February, I definitely want to see how much progress I can make on Vanilla Bean. This is the matte creamy shade there. So this is my other Z palette with some single eyeshadows in it. I recently decluttered it. I'll link my makeup declutter down below if you wanted to see it. But I do have a single in here. This is the Too Faced Heaven. This was from the Everything Nice holiday collection like years ago, but this is a nice matte cream shade. I was working on the Too Faced Natural Eye palette last year, so I have experience with this one. So I will be substituting into my Z palette once I finish up Vanilla Bean, the Heaven shadow. So I don't know if I'll finish this completely by next month, but that is going to be like my main focus, and then I will substitute this one in. But I also, with February, I do want to kind of shift to using more of the purples in my palette, and so what I think I'm going to do actually is pull out these two browns, and I'm going to be putting in two shadows. This one is Urban Decay Scratch. It's super, super beautiful lid shade. I mean, I'll still be using, that's it there. It just is so pretty. So it's like a pinky peach. I will still be using the vanilla, or not vanilla, Shimma Shimma, but I wanted to just pull in a couple of other shadows to help me use these purples a little bit more. The other shadow I'm going to pull in is Marvelous, which is from that Too Faced palette that the Heaven shade is from as well, and that's like a shimmery purple. So I'm going to pull that in. I think I will probably keep Homecoming in here. It might be nice to have a little bit of a brown mix in there. I think though for the matte, I will focus on my purple matte shade. So this is what I'm going to sub in. So really, ultimately, because I just changed from my last minute, I'm going to be taking out Barcelona Beach, which is my matte brown shade for the month, and putting in Scratch and Marvelous. So I am pretty excited about that. I think that'll help me just get some different kind of looks and wear out of this palette, and kind of help me work on these purple shades a little bit more. So that is the plan for the next month. I will definitely use my Bare Minerals shadows, and I do have like a brown in here if I really want one, so I'm not worried about it. I am traveling quite a bit in February too, so it's kind of like whatever I have in front of me is what I use, which is really helpful, and so that I'm not like tempted to reach for other things when I'm trying to work on these. So anyway, that's enough rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are doing well, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.